Hello everyone, welcome to Mobility Academy. I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, and in this video I'm gonna show you a beautiful exercise to stretch your hip flexors, which are the muscles here in the front part of your leg, and which are really important muscles to stretch if you want to improve your lower body flexibility. But talking about lower body flexibility, let me show you my brand new book, Splits Hacking, which is the complete playbook to learn the splits and drastically improve your flexibility level, all right? So if you want to master the splits, or if you want to master your lower body flexibility, because splits are flexibility, if you can master the splits, you'll master your lower body flexibility as well, then I strongly suggest you check out this book following the link in the description down below. All right, with that said, let's start. All right, guys, so let me show you how to do this wonderful, really wonderful hip flexor stretch. All you need to do this exercise here is a couple of yoga blocks. Actually, also only one is enough. And I'll wait. All right, so to start, you want to go into a lunge position, all right, with your back knee on the yoga block, as you can see here. Your front shin bone must be perpendicular to the floor, and your back foot flexed, not pointed like this, but flexed like this, so with your toe on the floor. Now from this position here, you want to raise your trunk up, and as you raise your trunk up, you don't want to drive your front knee out, all right? So you want to keep your front knee strongly in, all right, which means in line with your body, all right? And from this position here, you want to raise your trunk up. As you raise your trunk up, you want to make sure that your trunk is almost perpendicular to the floor. From this position, you can keep a wall by your side just to help you with the balance, all right? And the weight on the other side. So from this position here, you raise your hips up, you take the weight by your side with your hand, and from this position here you want to make the lunge, you want to go down, you want to go into the stretch, pushing your hips down, and you want to come back up. So here the most important part is that you push your back hip, so this hip right here, towards your front heel. So here I go down, I don't drive my front knee out, and I come back up. So this is dynamic stretch, and it helps you get deeper and deeper into the stretch without struggling in the position too much. This is wonderful for relaxation and flexibility development. So usually I suggest doing 6 to 10 reps here. So let's assume this is my final rep, and on my final rep I want to hold the stretch longer, for example 5 to 10 breaths. Now after 5 to 10 breaths I can put the weight down, decrease a little bit the stretch, inhale, exhale, can get deeper into the stretch, can stay here another 5 to 10 breaths. Really remember, I want to focus on the back hip, pushing my back hip in front of me towards my front here. I want to relax this body part right here. Now guys, this exercise is awesome for your lower body flexibility. You're going to work not only, this is like really specific for your hip extension, because we are trying to improve our hip extension. So this kind of range of motion here, so bringing the back leg behind us. This is hip extension, all right? And we're doing that going into a lunge position. But as you go into the lunge position, you're going to work also on your front leg, okay? And in that case, we're working on the hip flexion, which is the opposite of hip extension, of course, which is bringing our leg in front of us, like against our body, all right? Now, this stretch here aims to build more flexibility in your hips. And look at the position now. As I go into the position, as you can see, take a look at this angle here. My front knee, my back knee, and my hips, they are approximately on the same line. And this really looks like a front split. Now, take away from my shin bones from the position. Can you see how this angle here is flat? It's flat. There's a flat angle here. Can you see it's a straight line? And this really looks like a front split. And this is why this exercise here is really, really good also for your front split development, because it's going to work on your hip extension, so on your back hip, on your back leg hip flexors, so your quads, your iliopsoas, your sartorius, etc., and on your front leg hip extensors, so your hamstrings, your glutes. Now, if you want to increase the intensity of the stretch, what can you do? So rather than one block, use 2 blocks instead. So here, 2 blocks. I go with my back knee on the blocks, same. It's really the same. The only thing that changes is that I start with more hip extension. As you can see here, I got more hip extension, and as I go down, I actually get deeper into the stretch. So same. I put my front shin bone perpendicular to the floor, trunk perpendicular to the floor. From this position here, I come up. From this position, I go down. This is really strong, guys. 1, 2, and I come back up, and that's 1. And I go down. 1, 2, and I come back up. What I like doing here, as I go here, I like to squeeze my back legs glutes, just to get deeper into the stretch and to help me feel the stretch right there. So I go down, I squeeze my glutes, and I stay here. Now let's assume this is my last repetition, for example, repetition number 6, all right? And I stay here, 5 to 10 breaths. Try to get deeper and deeper into the stretch as time goes on, and then I stop, inhale, exhale. Get deeper into the stretch, deeper into the stretch. All right, guys, this is how it works. Another 5 to 10. And I'm done, guys, because it's really intense, guys. It's really intense. This one is a killer. This one is a killer. And I strongly suggest you do this exercise right here, starting with 1 block and then eventually going for 2 blocks under your back knee. Now, guys, make sure you stick to the good technique here, because if you drive your front knee out, for example, you lose the activation and you lose the stretch on your back hip. So here you just want to maximize that flat angle between your front knee, your hips, your back knee. That's it. And you want to stay on the same line as your body with both your front knee and your back knee, all right? On the same line as your body. That's it, all right? Now, guys, we're gonna use a weight here because the only force of gravity isn't sufficiently strong to let you go into the stretch. Now, try it yourself. Try it yourself. So if you go here and you do something like this, and you do something like this, and you try to get deeper, can you feel how this isn't a stretch? Because your muscles are too strong to go down, and the only force of gravity isn't sufficiently pushing my hips down to let me feel the stretch. But if I take out the weight, then now, all right, now I feel that. Now I feel that. Now I feel that something is pulling my hips down in the correct way, in the correct place, with the correct intensity, all right? But you want to make sure that the weight, is just helping you get there. It's just helping you get into the stretch. The weight shouldn't pull you down heavy, all right? So, because if the weight is heavy, you're going to contract your muscles rather than relaxing them and going into the stretch, all right? So make sure the weight is helping you get into the stretch, relaxing your muscles, guys, okay? This was the last detail for this awesome hip flexors, also hip extensor stretch, also really useful for the front split, all right? And it's a loaded stretch because we're going to use a weight. And as you know, There are many different ways you can stretch, with a weight, with other weight, in a dynamic way, etc. And if you want to learn more about that, I want to remember you that I have a flexibility course where I can teach you everything about flexibility, how to stretch, how to organize your workouts, etc. And there's a 20% off with the link in the description down below, all right? So if you want to master your flexibility, you want to master the theory of flexibility training and everything about flexibility, check out my flexibility course in the description down below. All right, guys. Now, if you give this exercise a go, or you have any further questions or doubts regarding this exercise right here, please let me know in the comments down below, because I'll be really happy to answer to all your comments, all right? If you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and help me grow this YouTube channel. Guys, you know, it means a lot to me. All right, with that said, that's all from the flexibility guy, Coach Elia. Have a nice stretch and see you in the next video.